So very good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time zone you people are tuning in from. I would like to welcome each and every one of you all on this training which is called as follow-up. So this training is basically for everyone or anyone, whoever feels like whenever I would talk again to my prospect, after I show him the opportunity or show her the opportunity, my relations would be screwed. He or she would stop talking to me. Our friendship would be affected. If you have this feeling or limiting belief inside you, so this training is definitely for you all. Again, this won't be as interesting as maybe a movie is, but definitely if you understand this might make a significant difference in your life. As we all know about the old saying which says fortune is in following up. So when I say that, again, I just wanted to remind you there are three types of people which we covered already in my last training, which is the posers, the amateurs, as well as professionals. My mentor always told me that our goal is to be a professional. So of course, aligning to that, not everybody starts as a professional. Everybody is a poser or an amateur, whatsoever phase or whatsoever experience he might be having, irrespective in his career. But again, the goal should be professional. So when we know that the fortune is in following up and we have to be a professional, what set of tonality should we have inside ourselves so that we make sure that our follow up is in a professional manner and we make sure that we have our relations intact without even hurting anybody's sentiments or without even like having people to ignore you. So I would like to tell you certain set of mistakes which I did when I started my network marketing career. In year one, I was taught upon in my system that you have to run behind or keep calling your prospects so that people would ignore you, but that is the only way they join your business and you make money when they join the business. Absolutely, everybody knows that. So I used to ask them like, so when are you planning to join, at 5 a.m. or 9 p.m. whatsoever, like giving them two options, which is the normal trick, or how would you like to pay, by the virtue of a credit card or a debit card. So like, what do you like what is your opinion about this? Like, you would want to maybe start rich or die poor? I mean, this was the kind of mistakes I was doing, and in a way I used to try to win an argument, which led me to nowhere but ended me up in such a way wherein my friends stopped talking to me, or the people who I prospected, they literally blocked me. But I had the strong desire to continue in the network marketing because my why was very clear. I had a strong purpose, but eventually the thing that got me the results is turning into a professional, changing my approach, understanding the real concepts. So we are going to talk about that. So the basic fundamental in following up is to keep the communication alive. You should never break the communication. Also understand that understanding this training doesn't give you the assurity that your prospect would be joining, but I can assure you that he would make a decision. He would make a decision, an educated one, which could be a either yes or a no. And we gotta respect that decision because we are a network marketing professional and everybody has the right to make their own decision. So when I'm talking about keeping the communication alive, so we have to make sure that we are giving them multiple exposures. So an average prospect requires up to 4 to 7 exposures on an average for him to make a decision. So our emphasis should be totally on educating our prospect or educating the person whomsoever you have invited. So when you emphasize on education and not on arguing or winning the argument, definitely like you tend to act like a consultant, and that is our job. If you recollect or if you imagine, what are we? We are entrepreneurs, we are problem solvers, we offer solutions. So for you to offer a solution, you should know what the problem is. So when you know what the problem is, definitely you might give him proper set of education, which I called as exposures, in terms of different communication over different period of time, which will again be rejection free, which would again be without pressurizing him to join. You're just educating, asking him questions so that he makes a decision whether he wants it or whether he doesn't want it. So let us take this forward. Like you gotta ask them certain set of questions like, what did you like the most? Or maybe on the scale of 1 to 10, where you see yourself. then you can ask him a question wherein like what would help you to get on a higher skill. I mean, there are different approaches which we can be talking about, but again, I want to tell you that the tricks and the scripts may or may not work, but if you understand the fundamentals are forever and nobody can take it away from you. Moving on. So when I say that we need 4 to 7 exposures for an average prospect to join, what do professionals do? They condense their exposure. They make sure that they're giving this 4 to 7 exposures in the shortest time possible. Just imagine a scenario wherein you are giving the exposures or giving the education about whatever problem that person has, or whatever maybe solution he ought to seek in his life over a period of 1 month as per your convenience. Imagine stepping into his shoes. He has his own life. He has a busy life. He might even forget what he has watched. So you gotta make sure that the communication is live. You gotta make sure that the exposures you're giving are in a condensed manner, are in the shortest possible time. That is what professionals do. So let us understand the flow. In my previous training, I was talking about the art of communication or art of invitation. We invite the prospects to the presentation. When we invite, the major key is the icebreaker. You remember the icebreaker? If you haven't watched my previous training, make sure that you watch that. So in the icebreaker, we offer him a solution to his problem by and for him to have the solution, we invite him to the opportunity. So once he sees the opportunity, then starts our process of following up. So as I said, we need multiple exposures. What would be our exposure number 1? Our exposure number 1 would be a 3-way call. What is a 3-way call? 3-way call is 3 people talking on a call, a normal conference call. So 3-way call, to schedule a 3-way call is also a skill. I mean, most of the people make mistakes on this part. They are like, hey, I got to put you on a 3-way with my upline. I got to put you on a 3-way with my mentor. Let's do it. Obviously, when someone is in a problematic situation and you invite him to an opportunity, problems are more on considered in the financial manner, in the maximum cases, if not all. And they see the presentation wherein they have to pay for the product or service. Of course, in the back of their mind, they are thinking, oh, I already have this sort of problems and I gotta pay. So whether this is really for me or not. And if you call them immediately and oblige them that they have to get on this call, they are in a way confused, and there comes in a tendency that they ask for opinions from the wrong person who have no clue about the opportunity, because they would see like a 10-minute presentation or maybe half an hour presentation, and whatever they have understood, maybe 60 or 50% of the presentation, they would explain it to their wife or their near ones and seek an opinion, and ultimately, or in the majority cases, it comes as a no. So for you to increase the probability so that it doesn't seem for him as a pushy sale, but it creates a pull, which I was mentioning, and create an exposure so that he comes on a 3-way call, I would say something like this, like, let's say, it's totally okay to not join, but do you mind having a look how you can avoid your commute to job so that you can have the time freedom forever and work from home? If the problem or the icebreaker while that I pitched him while coming to the opportunity was about time freedom, wherein he hated the commute to the job. Again, the concept I want you to understand is, I am starting with a line wherein I am releasing the pressure of him or taking the pressure of him, wherein I am saying it's completely okay to not join. Plus, I am telling him to have a look how his problem can be solved. So when he understands, oh, it's okay for me to not join, but still, if can I have a look how my problem can be solved? For that, what I gotta do is to get on a 3-way call with someone who has helped maybe 10 to 12 more people who have the same sort of problem that I have. So which again increases my probability to solve my own problem. Definitely the chances of him getting on the 3-way call, which is the forced exposure, the first exposure which keeps your communication alive, is more compared to if you tell him, hey, when do you want to get on a three-way call, 5 o'clock or 9 o'clock? This is the completely wrong way, which might end up ruining your relationship. So this is how you start with an exposure number 1, by creating a three-way call. So in the three-way call, if you are in the right system and if you are maybe following all the basics, wherein you're edifying your mentor as well as like introducing your friend in a very polite manner, wherein you talk about his problem and your mentor is well informed, he would definitely give him all the information, whatever he has in his mind, and see that whether he might start off immediately. If not, he would at least create another exposure. He would at least end the communication wherein he sets another appointment. So always make sure that you should have this goal. Please understand this, I'm repeating this. Have this goal. Whenever you complete any exposure, your goal should be to set the next exposure. You're not getting off the phone, or you're not ending the communication without getting an appointment for another exposure, or at least like without getting a question for you to initiate another communication. Normally people have certain set of questions like, hey, let me research a bit, I will let you know. So to which like you can definitely answer in a very polite way, yes, you can do your own research and take your time and also not join. But would it be okay if I maybe share some information which might add some value to your research? Here you are again not pushing him to join, but you're in a way trying to be a consultant, trying to help him to sort his problem, if that is really the problem which he's sharing with you. If he says that he wants certain set of time, so you are like in complete agreement. It's okay, you can take your own time, join whenever you want to, but do you mind if I keep updating you about how this problem can be solved and how this products or this opportunity work? So again, like what you are doing in this process also, you are just keeping the communication alive. So after you set up a three-way call, mostly the closing may or may not be done. If it is not done, which will be in most of the cases, because first exposure normally people don't join unless and until they have like a big enough magnified problem which they were just like looking to start, and you just like pitch them in. So second exposure could be anything, which could be a training, a company global call, a company or a service training call, wherein you just like articulate a story which is revolving around a problem. Let's say your company has a service based opportunity which teaches people to maybe multiply their money, giving them the skill set. So you could say that, hey, since your expenses are limited and you wanted to have an extra payout and you haven't made a decision, do you mind having a look at this training so that you know what kind of education we deliver? That is how someone made like $20 yesterday. I mean, $20 is not a lot, but what you're trying to tell him that he can generate extra cash flow every single day just by attending this training. And you are again keeping the communication alive. So my point is like, make sure that you are keeping the communication alive, you are giving him enough exposures, plus you are sending him the result of the products, results of the opportunities. So results of the product could be again like, relax, is okay to not join and keep commuting to the job, but it is also okay to like join and start making maybe $50 a day, maybe sharing someone else's result. Also like maybe someone would have similar set of background like him. If someone let's say achieves the rank which he desires, and he or maybe achieves any sort of rank in the organization and he has the same sort of background, you can again send that story to him. Again, you're not telling him to join, but you are just validating and giving social proof, which could be another exposure, and you could keep the communication alive in a certain way when you are just like trying to help. So normally in every scenario there are certain limiting beliefs in people. The limiting beliefs are of two types. Number one is limiting belief within himself. He doesn't trust in himself that he has the skills to maybe work out this opportunity. Or number two would be the limiting belief with network marketing industry altogether in general. So let us talk about category number one. Category number one would be, he would say, hey, this opportunity looks good, but I don't think that I would be able to talk to the people. So in this way, like again, like you can ask him question. You can ask him a simple question that if this is only the problem and if I'm able to show you the solution that how you can overcome this, would you be open to have a look? Normally the probability would be yes, because you're showing that again you are bothered about his problem, and again like you're not pushing him to join, but you're just like offering him a solution that okay, if I give you away, would you be? So it's like again a psychological trance, which we again covered in the last training. Another aspect which I was talking about, again understand the fundamentals. I could take many examples, but I want to keep this training as short as possible. So another example which I would like to give is about network marketing, which is like limiting belief about network marketing. Some people ask the question that, oh, is it this MLM? Is it network marketing? Is it marketing? Is it chain building? Is it building branches? So to this, like many people, they start arguing. They're like, hey, everything is network. McDonald's is a network. Starbucks is a network. So on and so forth, trying to prove their point. So basically, again, try to remember that your goal is to educate. Your goal is not to win an argument. You ask him a question. Oh, do you know about network marketing? Yeah, I know I was involved, but I didn't make any money. So they told that in company A, I would join and I would make money. So then you ask him a question. So, what do you think? Like, did you do whatever it takes, or what did you do in that opportunity? So, as soon as the communication goes forward, he himself would agree that he didn't take interest because he had certain set of rejections, and that's why that didn't work for him. So in a way, like if you have a system wherein network marketing is by choice and your products make money, so you are still in an advantageous situation wherein you come into an agreement with him that, hey, look, you are the one who didn't work, which you only told me, but it's okay, I can completely understand. Everybody has choices in their life, but how would it be if the products make you money and your problem is solved? Again, depending upon the problem he has in his own life, you can offer him the solution. So all the beliefs can be solved, like so if someone says, is it a pyramid, I myself, like in a way act as if I'm shocked. Oh no, pyramids are something illegal and we don't do anything which is illegal. So he's like, oh yeah, pyramid was illegal and this is not that thing. Actually, he doesn't understand what is a pyramid, because nobody would ask a certain set of question which has no sense or no meaning to that. So my point that I'm trying to make, again I'm trying to repeat this again and again, is you have to focus only on education, and you would need multiple exposures for him to join, and then he would take an educated decision. The best people that joined my business took years of prospecting for me. But am I encouraging you on that point? No. My point is just make sure that you are in this, while you're giving these exposures, you're building the trust, you're building the relationship. And once the trust and relationship is good and they see that their problem has the solution, they would make a decision which is a positive one. They would definitely start with you. So I would like to cover some scripts which definitely I would have to refer to my notes, but yeah, some sort of scripts which would help or would actually help you understand the fundamentals, to maybe educate them, to give them an exposure, or to even book a three-way call. As I had already mentioned that it is completely okay to not join, or relax, it's okay to not join. You can start with some words which are taking the pressure off. Again, understand the fundamentals, some words which take the pressure off. Relax, it's okay to not join. It's okay to not join, but it's also okay to join. Like you can start with it's okay to not join, position the problem, or but it is also okay to join, position the solution. Let me give you an example. Like it's okay to not join and keep commuting to job. However, it is okay to start with us and you can work from home. I mean, it is as simple as that. I'm just reading out the script so that maybe you understand. Like it depends on the icebreaker you position to your prospect. Relax, it's okay to not join, and to take a vacation at your mother-in-law's apartment. However, it's also okay to join so that you can take a vacation where you dreamed about. So it is for someone who maybe is stressed about his situation and he has no life, If someone who loves travel, you can also follow up with him. Like there are many scenarios wherein the company announces a trip or an incentive to an exotic location, which is a foreign travel in terms of boot camp or whatsoever. So you can just like initiate the communication. Hey, you had told me when we met or when we talked that you love to travel. The company recently announced a free trip to Maldives. Would you want to know more about it, how we can get you a free ticket to Maldives? Definitely, if he is not driven by anything and he loves travel, and if that is the incentive, that is what drives him, you can get him started. He achieves Maldives or not, that is a different story, but at least he would get started looking at the travel benefit that he likes. Maybe if not this one, he would at least achieve the next one. So the another simple ways are like you can use social media, which is a very big tool to follow up whatever objections you are getting from your let's say you're talking to multiple people, doing multiple presentations, doing multiple three-way calls as a mentor also. I think that you can consolidate all of the information, all of the doubts, and make a generic live which would educate a lot of people. Your teams or your maybe system would share that live. Definitely that would also add a lot of value to people whom you are not targeting directly or indirectly, or let's say some people must not have asked that doubt, but that might be the doubt, and that would be already clear through your live. You can also maybe post some stories, like let's say this always worked for me. On Mondays, I used to like do this always, like maybe go I was at a hotel at a meeting, so I used to go to the pool, or maybe if I went to the pool even on Sunday, I used to post that purposely on Monday. Reason being, if someone is having a stressful day at a job and he just comes out to unwind and looks at his mobile phone, maybe in his Instagram story, WhatsApp status, or let's say Facebook story, he would see me by the pool and he would be like, oh, here I'm slogging all day and this guy is at the pool on Monday. What is he doing? I should have a better life. I deserve a better life. These are kind of vivid pictures that maybe take your prospect to a movie, and they paint them actually a picture that what kind of life they can have by joining the opportunity, what are the benefits of the opportunity, what are the problems or what his life could look like. So these are certain ways wherein like you can definitely move your parade forward, move your prospect forward, build trust, rapport. Timing also matters. Again, I would like to give this example. Let's say I like chicken roll. A chicken roll, let's say, comes for $30, and today it is available for $10. Let's say even less than half of the price. But I'm like full stomach, like I am full till here. I can't eat even a single piece, and that chicken roll, let's say, gets spoiled. Let's assume in a hypothetical scenario in 2 hours. Would I be buying that despite of getting that at a half price or less than a half price? Answer is no. So point I'm trying to make that the chicken roll is your opportunity. It is a great opportunity. It is your favorite opportunity. But since I am full, the time is not right for me, I wouldn't be buying it. But if the same chicken roll, which is at $30, they are giving it for $50 and I'm completely hungry and I feel that I would faint, I would make sure that I'll buy it. Again, respect the timing of the prospect. Make sure that you are not pushing. You are asking for his time, asking for his permission. Behave like a professional. Maintain trust, maintain rapport, so that in a way he would join with the education that you're giving when the time is right for him. And if he doesn't join also, you gotta respect that decision. That's what professionals do. So that's all about my training from the follow-up session. I hope you got some set of value. I would share the scripts to you personally over maybe our groups or our WhatsApp or through your upline. So you can use those scripts, and again, like, make sure that you condense your exposures in as short time as possible, so that you educate them about the product, service, or the opportunity, whatever part they're interested in, by the virtue of icebreaker with which you invited them. And then like you would see tremendous results or things changing around. And when you duplicate this in your organization, definitely you would grow professionally in this wonderful industry. Thank you so much. I will see you all later.